Okay, just imagine a world that covers more than two-thirds of our entire planet, but we know almost nothing about it. And no, I'm not talking about some distant galaxy. This is right here at home. It's the deep ocean, a place of, just crushing pressure, total darkness, and full of secrets we're only just now beginning to understand.
You probably heard this before, and it's crazy but true. We literally know more about the surface of Mars than we do about our own ocean floor. Think about it. We've sent rovers millions of miles away to map out the plains of another planet, getting these incredibly detailed charts of its craters and mountains.
And yet right here, under the waves of our own planet, there's this enormous, unexplored frontier. It's estimated that something like 90%, that's 90, of the life in our oceans is still completely undocumented. It's just a whole world of mystery waiting down there in the dark. So what are we missing really? What kind of secrets, what new forms of life, what fundamental processes are going on down there that could totally change how we see our world? Well, recent discoveries are starting to paint a picture that is, frankly, mind-blowing.
You know, for the longest time, we kind of pictured the deep sea as this barren, empty place. A lifeless desert, basically. But a massive global project, the ocean census, has just completely shattered that idea. It's revealed an absolute explosion of new life. In just one recent series of expeditions, scientists found 866 potentially new species. Just let that sink in for a second. Almost 1,000 new kinds of life that we never knew existed, found in a pretty short amount of time. And the things they're finding are just wonderfully weird.
We are talking about creatures that sound like they're straight out of science fiction. Ghostly guitar sharks, these bizarre sea spiders that look like little walking skeletons, starfish that have arms like a cactus, and these vibrant living bamboo corals. This is not a movie, it's a real snapshot of a hidden reality.
Marine biologist Patricia Eschetti just nails the excitement of all this. The deep sea is one of the last places on Earth where, as she says it, everything is yet to be discovered. Every single dive could rewrite the textbooks. But, maybe the biggest discovery isn't just what's living down there, but how it's living.
So how in the world does anything survive in a place with that much pressure and in total absolute darkness? A world without a single ray of sunlight? Well, it turns out that down in the deep ocean, the basic rules of life as we know them get completely rewritten.
See, up here on the surface, almost all life is built on photosynthesis, right? Plants and algae use sunlight to make energy, and that forms the base of the entire food chain. So no sun, no life. That's the rule we've always gone by. But in the deep sea, that rule gets broken.
Down there, life found another way. It's called chemosynthesis. Instead of using sunlight, these organisms have evolved to use raw chemical energy that's literally seeping out of the Earth itself. It's a completely revolutionary idea, and it proves that life is so much more adaptable and resourceful than we ever imagined.
So what chemicals are we talking about here? Well, these microbes are feasting on methane that's bubbling up from the seafloor and on toxic hydrogen sulfide shooting out of these superheated hydrothermal vents. And get this, scientists recently discovered that oxygen, which they're calling dark oxygen, can actually be made without any sunlight. That discovery is so big that even NASA is studying it to see what it could mean for finding life on other planets.
Okay, so we've got these creatures that seem alien powered by a kind of alien chemistry. It's really easy to think that these deep sea ecosystems are totally separate from us, with no real impact on our world up here. But the truth is, this hidden world is a massive, powerful engine that's actually helping to regulate the climate of our entire planet.
It all starts with a pretty stunning realization about just how much life is down there. Scientists figured out that the total amount of fish in the ocean's twilight zone is at least 10 times greater than we used to think. 10 times. This huge mass of life is a critical part of something called the biological carbon pump, and we're only now starting to understand how powerful it really is.
Every single night, in what is the largest migration on the planet, trillions of these animals swim up from the deep to feed near the surface. Then, when the sun comes up, they dive back down into the darkness. By doing this, they act like a giant biological elevator, actively pulling carbon from the atmosphere and taking it down into the deep sea, where it gets trapped for hundreds, sometimes even thousands of years.
And this whole effect gets supercharged in the deepest parts of the ocean. The Hadal Trenches. I'm talking about those canyons that are deeper than Mount Everest is tall. They are incredibly effective at storing carbon. Their unique shape lets them trap and store up to 70 times more carbon than the seafloor around them, playing this huge and, until recently, totally unknown role in keeping our climate stable. So, we're just starting to get a handle on this incredible world, its bizarre life, and its critical importance to all of us. But even as we're making these discoveries, this hidden realm is facing threats like never before. We are now in a serious race against the clock, a desperate race between discovery and destruction.
And just look at this conflict. On one side, you've got the slow, careful work of science. Just formally identifying one new species can take more than a decade. But on the other side, the threats are moving incredibly fast. Climate change is warming up the water and making it more acidic. There's a push for deep-sea mining, which could just strip mine the ocean floor for minerals before we even know what's there. And of course, our pollution, everything from microplastics to these massive ghost nets, is already reaching the deepest points on Earth.
So we're at a crossroads. We've just opened a tiny little window into a world that's so much more vibrant, more strange, and more important than we ever thought. The question isn't really what's down there anymore. The real question now is, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to protect this hidden world before we even get the chance to really know it?